Hi everyone, it's Kevin Jones with Life, Mind, and Money. Thanks for being here today. We're going to be discussing a very important topic, and that is insurance. There are many different products out there, and the ones that we actually need to have in our own lives to protect ourselves and our family. But also when we start getting into insurance carriers, you take on an agent, and then sometimes out of blind loyalty, you actually end up sticking with these insurance companies longer than we actually should. And our premiums keep going up and up and up, and we end up losing out to hundreds, if not thousands of dollars each year. And I want to help you find strategies that actually can help you save money in the process and get you the coverage that you need. If you haven't already done so, please hit that like button because it helps the channel a ton. So let's get started. Insurance is one of those, unfortunately, necessary evils. That's because they take so much of our money. But they are there to help us protect against ourselves and our families from many different situations. I want to dive into what I believe are the top 5 insurance needs that you should have on your books to help you from a variety of situations. Number 1, we all need health insurance. I recognize that this is a major topic in our politics and around our country right now, but the reality is that we need health insurance. You have no idea what will happen in our lives, whether it's a heart attack or just something, a skin infection. It doesn't matter what it is, but we need health insurance and it will protect you. If you're lucky enough, you'll have one through your employer or out there with Obamacare, there's many different plans that you can actually individually purchase. Regardless of what situation you fall in, you must have health care because we have no idea what our health needs will be for us or our family at any time. Number 2, car insurance. Now, if you don't own a car, certainly this is not for you, but many of us Americans do own cars. And so we need insurance to protect them. Not only do we need it, but it's mandated. You have to have car insurance. So go out there and find a policy that meets you. There are many different things within it, but you must have car insurance. Number 3 on my list is home insurance or rental insurance, depending if you own a home or you're renting. We need to protect not only the dwelling that we're within, but also the items that are within the home itself. Also, the nice thing about home insurance is it provides liability insurance. If somebody were to visit your home and slip and fall, you have insurance to protect your own assets. That is why home insurance is so critical to have. Number 4 on my list is life insurance. We don't like to talk about death, but the reality is if there's people who depend on you, especially your income, and something were to happen to you unexpectedly, life insurance can be a huge savior to them and their life. What I recommend is that you always buy term insurance and never whole life. Term insurance can be cheaply bought from many different carriers, and then you choose the time that you need it. I recommend typically about a 15 to 20 year policy, especially if you have kids that are younger and you've got a spouse who may not work. The recommendation on life insurance is 10 to 12x of your salary. Never go without life insurance, especially when you have people who depend on you so much. It's the best thing that you could ever do for them. Number 5 on my list is one that's not talked about enough, and that is ID theft insurance. We live in an absolutely crazy world now, especially with the internet. We've all seen the news stories of all of the data breaches at various companies and that people's basically life information could be out there on the internet, and who knows what people will do with it, especially with our social security numbers and such. That is why this insurance is so critical. The nice part is that it's very inexpensive through many different carriers. So I recommend that you go shop this out there. They will provide you the protection, they will provide you the support team, and then also the liability insurance that if you are out money, they will be able to recoup that back for you and make sure that your life gets back on track and so that your information isn't out there to the rest of the world. I highly recommend you get this insurance. Now that you've heard the top 5 insurance needs for you and your family, we go out there in the marketplace to try to find these insurance needs. Now, luckily, most of us get our health insurance through our employer, so we don't actually have to actively shop for that. Now, with the other items, you're going to have to go find a company that will provide these. And most of the times, we like to look for one company that can provide all of them in kind of one big bundle. And that's great. But the problem is that once you bundle them together, initially you think, well, that's a great price and I feel like all my needs are met. But over time and time, these premiums start jumping every 6 months or 12 months and realizing that things are getting out of control. I'll use myself as an example. I used one insurance company for years and years only because my wife was getting a discount through her employer. So this sounded great and I liked the customer service I was getting. But every time I got a premium adjustment, it was going up 10%. And I'm just like, hey, what's going on? And I would call the insurance carrier to say, why are my premiums going up so much year over year? And the only answer they would give me is, well, that's just how it is and that's how much rates are going up. And frankly, I didn't believe them because that didn't seem to make sense when everything else in our market, especially when you think inflation is only around 2%. Why are my rates going up by 10%? It didn't make sense. It was at that point I knew I needed a change. And while I was getting great customer service and I knew that I was getting a little bit of a discount, I recognized that what we were doing wasn't working. And I had a thinking suspicion that I was missing out on money that I could be using for other things. Unfortunately, I was sending it to the insurance carrier. And unfortunately, that assumption was true. So what I did is I sought out what's called an insurance broker. Many of you may have never heard of one. You always hear of insurance agents, somebody that you speak on the phone that you've built this relationship and they help you one-on-one. But what an insurance broker does is they don't work for any one insurance company. They actually are somebody who will seek out the marketplace for all these different products and find the best value for you. And this is what I want you to do. I would love for you to go out there and find an insurance broker in your own area and say, hey, I have car insurance, I have home insurance, or all the different needs, and say, can you go out in the marketplace and find me a good deal that will meet my needs? For me, when I went out there and worked with an insurance broker, I was looking for somebody who could provide me home insurance and car insurance. And what was incredible about that is I didn't have any assumptions about some company that I needed to work for, but they were able to go find somebody. And when they came back with that quote, the shocking thing was that I saved $1,200 a year on my insurance. And I was flabbergasted about this. I was thinking, what have I been doing over all of this time, building this loyalty to this company when I should have actually been, really researching the market and trying to find myself a deal. I was throwing money away. And the reality was not only did the policy they get me was good, it was everything I had in my previous policy and more. So I was getting some additional value in the same process. So I would highly suggest you to go out there, Google, I'll provide some links below on who you can go and get an insurance broker because they're out there, they're all over the place and they can help you, give you money, peace of mind, and actually in most cases provide you better coverage than you had today. What's also great about an insurance broker is that when you start working with them, the quote is absolutely free of charge. So there is no obligation. Shop around, see what you can get, and I imagine that you'll be quite surprised pleasantly that you can get a better deal than you're already currently getting. So let's recap. I gave you the top 5 insurance needs that you want in your household to protect you from the various situations that you may unfortunately run into your life. They're important things to have in there. I know they cost money, but they're things that you need to protect yourself and your family. And then when you're ready to go find some good deals on those insurance needs, use an insurance broker and not an agent. Find one today that can help you secure a deal on all of your needs and it's end up saving you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars that you are currently spending. Thanks for watching. In Life, Mind, and Money, we focus on money. Don't let your hard-earned dollars go to one insurance carrier simply out of loyalty. While we need these insurances, make sure that you're always getting the best deal possible. If you haven't already done so, hit that like button as we appreciate the support. Also, we'd love to hear from you, so leave your comments below and we'll get back to you. And then lastly, make sure to hit the subscribe button as we want to grow support for this channel. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you next time.